What's up, YouTube? I screwed up doing my vlog this week, so we're gonna do some levitations. What's up, YouTube? Bryan Kennedy here, and today we're gonna go over levitation effects. So I'm gonna show you 2 effects that you can do right now, today, right here after you watch this video. And I'm also gonna show you a little bit of a montage of some of my favorite ways to learn how to levitate objects, the best things for you to buy online that are actually worth the money. I'm not paid to say any of this, so all this stuff is actually things I found useful in terms of figuring out how to do all these different techniques. These are always the tricks that get like amateur magicians really excited, and then they open the box and they're always really disappointed with what they find, and they're really disappointed because these are typically really hard tricks to learn. But I am going to show you guys 2 simple ones that you can do anytime, anywhere. Well, most times, most places, come on, let's be honest. Alright, let's stop wasting time and get right into it. So this is a good trick to do with a playing card. It's best to do this on like a little offbeat moment. If you watch my magic class videos, you'll know that an on-beat means focus on. Off-beat is when focus is kind of broken, not totally looking straight at what you're doing. Usually when people are more relaxed. So what you do is you show the playing card, show both sides of the playing card like this, hold it in this manner, and you say, watch. And you catch it. And that's it. Alright, so this trick I like to do with a Styrofoam cup and a little bottle of coffee. You put some coffee into the cup like this. And then you get your positioning just right about here. And you focus, and you'll see the Styrofoam cup appears to levitate the moment you want it to stop. And of course you can take the coffee out of the cup, which I'm gonna do because I'm addicted to this stuff. So that's number 2. Alright, so this next effect is a bonus effect. It's not really one you can perform, but it is, because it's something that you can only do on camera, but feel free to do it yourself on camera if you really want to. And I'm going to take you behind the scenes at the end of the video and show you, after we go over the tricks, exactly how I put this together and all the thought that went into it in order to make it work. And the reason I want to show you this is also because I want you to think about perspective. You are, as a magician, going to have to worry about how people look at you in terms of their angles and what they're thinking. When you're doing levitation effects, it takes one break of that perception and it breaks the whole illusion. If you don't like dealing with angles and all that, there are tricks you can do completely surrounded that don't levitate, but you don't get the same effect. You don't get the same reaction out of people. So these are very hard tricks to learn, but very well worth your time. Alright, check out this levitation effect. This is all about perception. This trick is not an illusion. It's a perception. Glass bottle goes from hand to hand. Just floats just like that. And it's way harder to make it go the other way. Almost like there's a magnet from one hand to the other. Let's say, for example, that I would like to pour this can into this glass. Because of the perception I created for you, this is going to look weird. I actually have to turn the glass this way. That way, I can pour this bottle right into the glass. I hope you guys found that interesting. Now there's going to be a little montage of my favorite and best Levitation magic products that are online that you can currently buy. There's actually one exception to that because I can't find the link for it again. But the links for all the ones that are available will be below. So check them out if you like anything that you see. They're all labeled so you can, but check it out. These are my favorite of all time, ones I use all the time when I perform professionally.
Strangest feeling to know what to believe in. 'Cause every time you touch me, I can't control my body. Oh, baby, you are on my mind, all I think about, and I don't wanna stop. I don't wanna stop. Could you come closer to me? I just can't resist you. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. I am stuck in a dreaming. I can't help what I'm feeling. I don't know if I'm breathing when you are with me. My heart is beating. I am stuck in a dreaming. I can't help what I'm feeling. I don't know if I'm breathing when you are with me. My heart is beating. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Getting into you. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Getting into you. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Getting into you. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Getting into you. It's like we're in a movie. I don't know how you do it. I look into your eyes and everything is different. Baby, you are on my mind, all I think about, and I don't wanna stop. I don't wanna stop. Could you come closer to me? I just can't resist you. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. I am stuck in a dreaming. I can't help what I'm feeling. I don't know if I'm breathing when you are with me. My heart is beating. I am stuck in a dreaming. I can't help what I'm feeling. I don't know if I'm breathing when you are with me. My heart is beating. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Getting into you. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Getting into you. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Getting into you. I'm giving up. I'm giving up. Getting into you. Baby, you are on my mind. I can't control my body. Can't control my body. Body, 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 body. I am stuck in a dreaming. I can't help what I'm feeling. I don't know if I'm breathing when you are with me. My heart is beating. I am stuck in a dreaming. I can't help what I'm feeling. I don't know if I'm breathing when you are with me. My heart is beating. I am stuck in a dreaming. I don't know if I'm breathing when you are with me. My heart is beating. I am stuck in a dreaming. I don't know if I'm breathing when you are with me. Getting into you.
So as promised, here is the first trick explained. So this is something you don't want to do just on its own. You want to throw it into like another card routine. So if you have like a card routine where you take one card and you make it appear and maybe vanish, you can always just throw that in there to make it look kind of good. Now what sells this is the way I handled it at the beginning. It's not, again, it's not something you want to do in a standalone trick. You want to add it into something or do it as an offbeat. So the way what sells this is essentially you're holding the card with your hands like this, your thumbs are behind, and you show that. You show both sides of the card. You don't say I'm showing both sides of my hand. You say I'm showing both sides of the card to show that it's normal. But they'll see that your thumb placement. Because what you're about to do is you're about to slip them to the sides of the card and hold the card like this. Now you're gonna do that while you come back up like this. So then you slip them behind, so you're holding the sides of the card with the tips of your thumb. But you still hold it normally until you blow on it. So that way, again, it's a time dilation thing. You're putting time in between when you do the actual move that makes the trick work to when the trick happens. So when you blow on the card, you want to put your lips almost directly behind it, so they kind of assume that might actually have something to do with it, and then slowly expose that your mouth doesn't have anything to do with it. And then when I catch it, all I'm doing is I'm slipping my thumbs back behind it like this, kind of fast. So it kind of looks as if I just caught it out of the air. So that's trick number 1, very simple. Trick number 2 always works with a styrofoam cup. Yeah, sorry, it has to be styrofoam. You could do it with a paper cup, and I've seen it explained online where someone gets double stick tape and does it this method, but I like practicality and I like being able to do things on the fly. So if you get a styrofoam cup, what you're going to do is you're going to punch a hole in it with your thumb, just at some point when no one's really watching you. And I like to do it kind of high up on the cup so that way I can still have liquid in there. And this is what throws people off if you do this in like a social setting, is that you're going to first pour liquid into it from something else. The reason is it kind of misleads the mind. You take them down a different garden path, like you're going to do something with the liquid, and you're not. But the liquid adds something to it because it adds weight. Like a styrofoam cup, everybody knows is very light on its own, but a styrofoam cup with liquid in it is heavier and it seems a little bit more impossible. At least in my eyes, maybe you guys disagree. So you pour it in there. That's just the first step, and then you can drink it afterwards because it won't matter. You're going to shove your thumb into that hole to where when you let go, it'll float like this. Now you don't want to just go like this because this seems obvious, they know it's stuck on your thumb. So if you turn to the side like this, you see you can't see my thumb. So what you're going to do is you're just going to slowly make it kind of levitate up and down. And if you see, as long as this thumb is here, they're just going to assume your other thumb is doing the same thing as long as your hands are mirroring each other. If your hands are mirroring each other, it hides what is going on with the other hand. So once you get that portion down, you catch, you slip out your other thumb. So that was the thumb that was in there. I'll put my left in, or my right, I should say. And then, just so they don't, like they can't, if they come and examine the cup, obviously you're going to get caught because there's a hole. So what I like to do is just drink the liquid, and that's it. Last but not least, let's check out this behind the scenes of how I did the wine bottle to hand and the drink, and how I set this up. Check it out. This is ridiculous. Ugh. And now the illusion should be broken, because this is not a desk. So we're just going to take a closer look really quick so I can show you exactly what I did and a couple things I ran into that I didn't expect. Obviously, I had this perfect area for a wall where it goes back and I could just film sideways. So turning the camera sideways, obviously, and having my body come out this way. That means the gravity, all the levitations would happen that way. So anytime you drop something, it comes in your hand. So that poster had to be reorientated. There also was the problem with that light switch. So I had to be at exactly the right level in order to hide that light switch with my body. So what I had back here was a bar-high table, and that had to be tucked in enough that the camera couldn't pick it up. If it was overlapping too much, you would see some like big wooden thing on my hip. So it was actually pretty low on my hip, which meant I had to hold up my entire upper body with just laying down, which is a lot more difficult than it sounds when you're trying to act like a normal person. So yeah, if you watch me closely, you can actually see my hand shake once or twice because I'm trying to just hold myself up there for a really long time, and I'm doing take after take because you mess up lines when you are under physical pressure. This book, it looks like the book is half open. It gives the illusion that gravity is working on this side. It's not. This is Velcroed on for one. Velcro. Love Velcro tabs. But also, this is taped in. All these pages are kind of taped together so they won't flail out and fall down. This pencil is just double-sided tape on, and then the cup was actually more difficult than I thought it would be because I put this Velcro on the center. If I were to put it on and just put one piece of Velcro on, the cup kind of leans towards the ground, and so it would look really bizarre to see that. So in order to orientate the cup to make sure it was perfectly straight, I had to put an extra piece of Velcro on this side just to make sure it was level. And then the other tricky thing about this was I thought the idea of using a pop can, because you have the hole of the pop can on one side of the can. The hole is on one side of the can, so my thought process on it was, if the can is orientated this way and all the liquid is folded up to here, if I just turn the can, the liquid will come out. And you can kind of see me doing that as I hit that cup again. You can kind of see me doing that on the video. So I start off in this weird position so the can's orientated correctly, and then I turn my hand this way. And I do tilt it a little bit in order for the liquid to just come out. But just tilting my hand meant the liquid would just kind of pour out. So there was a little bit of thought. So that's kind of how I did it. I don't know, maybe you find that interesting, maybe you don't. But I'll see you next time. Adios.